So, hello and very good evening, everyone. We'll start with this internship meeting. So, we'll start with first intern, that is Siddhi mhapelkar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please turn your camera.
So, 1 minute, please.
Sure.
So, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Please start.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Siddhi and the topic of my project is Doctor Search website. Doc app is a website which helps people to find doctors in the locality and book an appointment to the specific doctor. So this app is basically built in order to ease people's life and to get the rid of the hassle of going to a doctor and booking an appointment in advance. Also, the hassle of inquiring about the doctors in the area. The website is user friendly. That is, this website can be used by any age group efficiently. This website allows the users to create an account and use the site with respective login. Uh, the user needs to log in order to book an appointment, but he can browse without logging in. The technologies used in this website are HTML in order to give a structure to the website, CSS for the appearance of the website, JavaScript in order of the functionality of the website, HTML. So HTML basically describes the meaning and structure of the website. HTML as a series of elements. Uh, the elements describe how the web content will be displayed. Some of the tags that I have used in this website are image SRC in order to add an image, href in order to add an URL, and li tag in order to list the elements in the navigation bar, and so on. The hypertext markup language or HTML is the standard markup language which documents designed to be displayed in the web browser. It can be assisted by technologies such as cascading style sheets and scripting languages such as JavaScript. Key advantages of learning HTML: create website, become a web designer, understand web. CSS. So CSS is basically used in order to describe how the elements should be displayed in the website. CSS also helps in getting the look and feel of the website. Some of the tags that I have used in this website are font family, that is Roboto, and border and margins. CSS stands for cascading style sheets. CSS is a style sheet language used for describing the presentation of a document written in the markup language, such as HTML. CSS is a cornerstone technology of the World Wide Web, alongside HTML and JavaScript. Advantages of learning CSS: CSS saves time, pages load faster, easily maintenance. JavaScript is used in order of the functionality of the website, and JavaScript is a dynamic computer programming language. It is a lightweight and most commonly used part of web pages. Besides of web pages, JavaScript is also used in server and desktop applications. whose implementations allow client-side script to interact with the user and make dynamic pages. It is an interrupted programming language with object-oriented capabilities. Advantages of learning JavaScript: less server interaction, immediate feedback to the visitors, increased interactivity. So here is a snapshot of my website. So first there is a logo of the website, and there is a navigation bar which has home, about, and contact page. So then there is a search bar where the user can type his or her location and find the doctors near him. Few of the then there is a list of the doctors available on the website and a footer. And when you scroll down, there are some more doctors. Then here the user has to log in order to book an appointment. Thank you. Then here is the conclusion. So this application highlight the fact that through this emerging web technologies, one can get their things done by one click. The technology used comprise of HTML, CSS to design a user-friendly graphical user interface. The project entitled Doc App website has been proposed to be implemented to replace the manual system. The development system accomplishes all the objectives stated for the need for the change of the system. Thank you. So, am I audible?
Yeah, are you done?
So I have one more presentation.
Sorry, are you done with this presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the next one?
TM Webmaster.
TM Webmaster, is it understanding client software requirements specification?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, you can start with this.
Software requirement specification document for TM Web App. Introduction. This document describes the software requirement for the TM Master Web application. TM Master is a comprehensive maritime software which can be used in naval system that covers all aspects of fleet management, which tells more various information about a vehicle, including maintenance, purchasing, crewing, and safety management. The purpose of TM Webmaster application is to provide users with a web-based interface for accessing and using the features and functionality of the TM Master system. Functional requirements. Functional requirements are those requirements which state what the system should do and also describes the functionality of the system. Functional requirements are made for the user's need. Patient evaluation. By filling out the patient evaluation form in the website, in the web application, doctors can evaluate the medical conditions of their patients by accessing the patient evaluation form. The doctor can understand the needs of the patient and provide effective care for the same. User management. Any software designed in order to serve multiple users needs a user management, such as modifying any password or usernames in the website. The system should allow the creation, modification, and deletion of user accounts. The system should allow users to reset their password. The system should allow administrators to assign roles and permissions to users. Dashboard. Dashboard is basically a navigation bar, through which we can keep an eye on all the activities happening in the website in a synchronized manner. The system should display a dashboard that provides an overview of the fleet state The dashboard allows users to view information about vessels, maintenance tasks, crewing, and safety management. Crewing management. The main goal of the crewing management is to make sure that there is a person for each and every task, such as safety and security, and also manage the well-being of the seafarers. The system should allow users to create, modify, and delete crew member profiles. The system should allow users to assign crew members to vessels and track the certifications and training. Safety management. This is a planned and implemented thing which is used to make sure that the safety of the ship as well as the marine environment. The system should allow users to create, modify, and delete safety inspections. The system should allow users to assign inspections to vessels and crew members. The system should allow users to view the status of safety inspections and receive notifications when inspections are due or overdue. Reporting. The system should allow users to generate reports on vessel information, maintenance tasks, purchasing, crewing, and safety management. The system should allow users to customize reports based on the specific needs. Vessel management. Vessel management is an equipment of advanced technology which is used in order to manage and monitor the vehicular traffic in the oceanic and oceanic waters. Without this, the naval system will face a lot of problems. The system should allow users to create, modify, and delete vessel profiles. The system should allow users to view information about vessels, including location, status, and maintenance history. Maintenance management. The system should allow users to create, modify, and delete maintenance tasks. The system should allow users to assign tasks to vessels and crew members. The system should allow users to view the status of maintenance tasks and receive notifications when tasks are due or overdue. Non-functional requirements describe how the software should be like. A software will be complete even if these requirements are not met, but it would decrease the expectations of the user and stakeholders. Performance is a set of criteria of a performance of a process which describes how certain requirements should be met. The system should respond to user request within 5 seconds. That means the website should give quick response to the user. The system should be able to handle at least 500 concurrent users. Security is the ability of the website in order to handle operational tasks without any constraints or structural bottlenecks. The system should require users to authenticate using a username and password. The system should encrypt all sensitive data in transit at rest. The system should implement role-based access control. That means the whole data should not be visible to everyone. Scalability. The system should be able to handle a growing number of users and data. The system should be able to scale horizontally by adding more service. Availability. It is the time of percentage the website is available under normal circumstances. The system should have a minimum uptime of 99.9%. The system should have a disaster recovery plan in place. Scope. The scope of the application is to digitalize manual hospital procedures and to get rid of the hassle of going to the hospital and standing in a queue in order to book appointments and further requirements. The application makes it possible for cooks, patients, and doctors to communicate and work together more efficiently and effectively by allowing doctors to create individualized diet plan based on the medical conditions, such as the patient's appetite, if the patient is omnivore, semi-vegetarian, vegan, etc. Or if he has some he has some medical conditions, such as if he is diabetic, then the cook will prepare the food accordingly with less sugar and so on. The application's primary objective is to improve healthcare services for patients. Cooking interface. The web application also provides a cooking interface, allowing cooks to the patient's dietary requirements and plan their menus accordingly. The application also provides doctors with a list of foods that are recommended based on the patient's medical condition, which I have explained before. The application connects patients or doctors and cooks to make sure that patient gets the right diet for their condition. Assessment. By completing the web application, that is in the evaluation category, clinicians can conduct health assessment on their patients. Doctor can access the patient's medical history and other important information through the application. Management of the patient record. The web application also offers a patient record management feature, which enables physicians to store and manage patients' data. Doctors can access patient history, diagnosis, medications, and other relevant data through the application. Noting the mechanism in which the doctor will note the mechanism of the patient's injury or the nature of the patient's illness, and check whether he has any requirement of advanced life security. Interface for communication. The web application makes it easier for doctors, patients, and cooks to communicate with each other, with one another. The app has a messaging feature that lets doctor talk to cooks and patients to make sure everyone is on the same page. Formula evaluation details. So in this, the categories such as name, age, height, weight, contact, which will be considered in the patient's medical history. Personality form. There are 3 sections in which first section will have the body size, frame, teeth, nose, eyes, etc. Whereas in session 2 there is appetite, digestion, elimination stool, etc. And in session 3, medical activity, etc. Daily input reminder. It is basically similar to smartwatches, which will monitor the patient regularly, which will have a daily TM, weekly reminder, fact scan, measurement, BP, etc. Responsibilities of the staff include resumes, roles upon hiring, diet list, client list, package list, daily core, etc., which will basically help us to get to know the pattern of the staff and their habitat. Conclusion. In order to improve the patient's care, the internet applications aims to digitalize manual hospital procedures. The app makes it easier for doctors, patients, and chefs to communicate, ensuring that patient gets the right nutrition for their condition. Thank you. Sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes. Are you done with both of them?
So, can you repeat?
Are you done with both of the presentations?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so they are 2 different presentations, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So in the second presentation, every time you have 2 presentation, make sure you do your self-introduction twice. Okay. So for the second presentation, you forgot to do your self-introduction, but okay, we will neglect it for today. I believe this is your first presentation, right?
Yes, sir.
So next time, remember that your self-introduction should be done in both of the presentation, whatever number of presentation you are doing. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now coming to your first presentation. Okay, so first presentation was, I would say, it was mediocre. It was not the best presentation, and the reason is simple. It felt like you were doing a presentation that is for a college or school. Okay, see, you are doing an internship now. Okay, you have to change the way you look at the projects. I'm not saying it was bad, it was good, but it was quite mediocre. Okay, The thing is, when you have a doctor search website, the first thing that I liked about your presentation was that was different from others. That, like, see, everyone's first presentation is doctors, right? Okay, so I have to tell them again and again that they need to give us a context like what is doctor search, and you included it. I liked it, but after that you were going like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It looked like you were just reading the definition of what is HTML, what is CSS, JavaScript. See, when you have a project, you need to explain us what is the what actual project is, what is the requirement, and how you have done it at the start, and you explained it. Okay, and then next, where you have HTML, CSS, JavaScript in bullet point, you need to tell give what are the things you have used to create it. Okay, see, maybe you have used HTML, CSS, JavaScript. That is completely fine. Okay, but next you need to tell us like what are the things what are the problems you faced while creating this, and like how you have created it. Not give us definition of what is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You need to tell us about your project. Okay, so say you have created your front end using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So you need to tell us like why you have selected this particular design, why not some other design, what are the features of your design, how is it different from other, and how what makes it unique, how, why user should choose this, why you have chosen this design with respect to users perspective. See, you are a full stack web developer. Some people like the backend, some people may like the front end, but when you are working in a full stack web development, you need to cover both of the points equally. Okay, so next time when you are doing a project presentation, make sure you cover this point, and instead of giving us definitions of what you have used, make sure you tell us how you have used that point in your presentation. So what is the what is the standing of HTML, CSS in your project itself, what is the use of it, how why is it necessary for your project, and how you have used it to create your project. Not tell us what is the definition. Okay, but again, most of the people who are giving their presentation for the first time, they make this quite mistake, but that is understandable. And when like looking at your this is your first presentation, it was good, I would say. But next time, again, as I have said, you need to remember to include the references, like what are the references you have used, and you need to include a slide for Q&A, and also you need to add your contact information at that. Okay, you didn't have this in both of the presentation, so include it next time. And other than that, for the second presentation, I would say it was really well made. Okay, the second presentation, it was one of the best presentation I have seen for the SRS, because you covered two of the most important aspect of the SRS, that is what is the SRS document, and you actually explain what your project is. Okay, if you see the previous presentations of SRS, most of the people has explained what is SRS, but they failed to explain the project itself. You covered that point and you explained it, but again, the explanation was lacking somewhere, because most of the slide you were just reading from the slide. Don't do that. See, here's a tip. Every time you create a presentation, just review your presentation by yourself, and every time you see a paragraph, always and always try to make it in one line, okay, or in two line. Summarize it. Make sure that your point cover all the important aspects. Suppose you are explaining something, say like you had lot of things like a patient form and everything. It had lots and lot of text, but I don't need to look too much at the text. People who are watching your presentation, if they see your slide, there will be lot of text, they will be unable to read it. The readability is not there. Okay, so make your slides more readable. And always when you have a paragraph, always and always make sure that there is only one paragraph in one slide. Make sure there is no there are two or three paragraphs are not in the same slide. Okay, you can use the different slide for the next paragraph. And even if you need to include some other text beside the paragraph, make sure you are only including one or two points beside the paragraph. Okay, it will make it more readable. Coming to the design and how you created, it was good. It was just that there was a lot of text in the SMS. Okay, so if you reduce the amount of text and make it more readable, it was really well made, I would say. The diagrams and everything was also good. Okay, so remember these things in mind, and next time I want much better explanation from you. Okay, your explanation should be much better. Okay, so thank you for your presentation. We'll move on to next question, that is Abhishek.
Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Yes, you are. What is your name? Full name?
Abhishek Singh.
Yeah, you are for building a simple Java web application.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can start. Continue.
So good evening, everyone. I am Abhishek Singh from Java developer. I am presenting my task building a simple Java web application using a Spring Boot. So our today's agenda was something about the server-side Java application, Spring Boots, feature of Spring Boots, steps to build a web applications, and references. So moving to our first topic, that is a server-side Java application. So server-side Core Java application is basically is a software program that that used to run on a web server. Uh, uh, it basically uses the Java programming language to generate a dynamic server web pages for a client. Uh, Server-side core Java application is a basically is a request accepting a request from a client and through a HTTP protocol and generate a corresponding response and send back to the client. This application are typically used to handle a business logic application, manage data precedence, and provide access to external services. So the architectures ensure that they are scalable, reliable, and maintainable. They are also called as three tiers architecture. The three tiers architectures are presentation layer, business layer, and data layer. So moving to next slide, that is what is Spring Boot. So Spring Boot is basically a Java framework that simplifies development of a Java applications by providing a fast and lightweight way to create a stand one and production grades uh, uh, and a Spring framework is a faster and easier through three core capability. The core capabilities are auto configurations and an opponent approach to configurations, the ability to create a standalone applications. Uh, Moving to next slide, that is features of Spring Boot. There are many features, but we have listed some of them. Uh, uh, Spring Boot creates a standalone applications. It embeds Tomcat. There is a no need to deploy WAR files. It provide all third parties libraries and starter dependencies to simplify your building configurations. Overall, Spring Boot is a fast and easy way to develop, deploy, test, test, and uh, deploy your project. So moving to a steps to build your application. First, we have to download ideally from Java. Here I am using Eclipse ideally. There are two ways. First is importing a Spring Boot through plugin, and second is downloading a zip file, importing in ideally. So I'm using second one, that is downloading a zip file. So first, we have to go to on Chrome or Google and search a Spring Installer and open a Spring Installer, and on that we have to add a dependencies or a tools that suitable for our project and generate a zip file and extract them, and then import a zip file or extracted file in your IDE, and after writing all your code of your project, run a main file and go to a Chrome and search a localhost colon 8080 /login for output. So here demo first I have go to Chrome and search Spring Installer, and then I have added tools and dependencies, and then I have generated a zip file. And after generating a zip file, I have imported into my IDE, that is Ellipse, and after importing all the files, I have opened pom.xml. In pom.xml, there is all dependencies. Uh, Here we have to import a JSP. So for that, we have to go to Chrome and search Mave Apache Tomcat embedded JSP. And here we have to just copy this code and import in our pom.xml file. And after importing, we have to uh, give a annotation and a package to our main file, and then we have to create a controller class and give a request mapping annotation, and then I have created a JSP pages, that is login JSP and welcome JSP. In that JSP pages, I have uses a simple HTML and CSS codes to creating or give a structure to my website. And in application.property, here I have give a location of my JSP pages. So after that, I have run the code. So after running a code, simple, we have to go to Chrome and search a local host colon 8080/login. And after entering that, we have our output, and then we have to enter our input username and password. If I enter a correct username and password, it uh, uh, directly direct into my next page. If I enter a wrong username or password, then it will show something like enter a correct username or password. And then thank you. If you have any doubt, questions, you can freely to ask me. And there are the following references. If you want to know more detailed about Spring Boot and server-side core Java application, you can refer following URLs. And I have mentioned my GitHub link. Thank you for listening me. Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Are you done with that? Hello, are you done?
Yes, sir. I'm done.
See, you have improved from last time, I would say. Okay. The explanation was much clearer this time, but it can be more improved. Okay. Whatever it was there, it was good. Yeah, it was on point. You had a simple and really good explanation, I would say. Your demonstration was also good, but you can improve it more. See how you can improve it. You have come to this point. You are covering all the important aspects, but you want to improve. Then how you can improve? When you have something like this, a project like this, where it is really hard for you to make a story, you can pick a point like Java, and then how we are going to the web thing. Okay, like why Spring Boot? What is the story behind the Spring Boot? You can explain that to make a story so that it looks like more exciting instead of just plain definition of Java and Spring Boot. You have much better a story to tell, like why Spring Boot. Like we have servlet. Okay, in 2008 and 11 14, servlets were really famous, but you would say now people are not too much talking about the servlets. It is being used right now, even during this time, but it is being used with respect to the Spring Boot. So you can tell a story behind that, how we transition to web development part and why use Spring Boot. explain that in terms of story, and then go to your basic project, like how you have used it, how you have created it. But that part you explained how you have used the Spring Boot and how you have done it. Just it was like in somewhere in the story. Okay, you can make it more exciting. So try to do that. And when you have project to explain, when like you have multiple files in your projects, right? So you can create a diagram or flowchart to explain the relationship between the files and explain what is going on in that particular file. Okay, so you have an authentication page or a HTML page or something. So you can make simple like one-liners to explain what is that and explain the relationship between the files with a diagram or flowchart, and then show it in the RED. Then it will be much easier for us to understand. And next thing is when you have a demonstration, see how you can improve your demonstration skills. Don't just show the demonstration, open a web page and show it. How you can improve is, say you have a login page, okay, and you take an username, password, and when you click on search, something happens and then you are redirected, right? So this is your entire process. So in your project, in your code, somewhere you have code for that element, the username, HTML code, right? And you have the like style. So when you are showing the demonstration, say that we have two elements, that is first is input, second is also input, but it takes the username, second take password, and then we have the button. And then you can show that particular code in the ID and explain what it does, and then go back to your demonstration, enter the username, password, and then click on search, and then explain what is going on behind the scene. And now come back to the ID, show that particular code, what is whatever you explained, which code is doing that thing. Okay, see like you have authentication code, then say that this is the code that is doing authentication that we have seen, and then go back, say that we have this, but this page that we have landed after the login that we have redirected, and then you can explain the code of that. Okay, so alternate between the code and your demonstration so that it is not too boring. Okay, you can improve it like that. So next time you can try these things. Other than that, this time it was good. From last time it was much better. The expression was much more easy to understand. You include the question answer, reference, and everything. Okay. Okay. So it was good. We'll okay move on. So next is Gaurav Kumar. Okay, so okay, Gaurav, you can start. Before you start, Nikhil Biradar, you have asked me. Okay, so to get the scores, you need to present the presentations in the meeting. Yeah, the presentation that are in your Trello are only for the record purposes and the reviews for the like basic reviews. But to get the scores, you must present them in your meeting. Okay, you need to click on schedule presentation and present them in the meeting itself. Then you will get the score. Okay, Gaurav, you can start.
I'm audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Is the screen my visible?
Yeah, you can start.
Sir, before going to start this presentation, I want to share my issue, sir. I want to show my issue. Can I show, sir?
What issue are you having?
Sir, actually, without I have not assigned my presentation, but I assigned my task only. But it is certainly like another next day. It assigned my presentation also.
See,
And
you need to give the presentation, right?
Yes, sir. I will give, sir, but like before my timing deadline, it is assigned my presentation also.
Yeah,
Like it was
not
7.
an issue. See, not an issue. We will change the deadline. Okay, you can start with
Okay,
the
sir.
presentation first.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Myself, Gaurav Kumar. I'm from Java Developer Group, and my today presentation is RESTful Web Service. So, before going to show my content on representation of this presentation, I will give some short interview, short description about RESTful service. So RESTful service, or we can say that RESTful API, the both are same thing for showing the what um, showing a programming part of the like on the Spring Boot. So next content I will show. So in my content, I will show introduction of RESTful web service. What is REST architecture, RESTful web service environment setup, and introduction of Spring Boot, features of Spring Boot, and Postman and summary last. So first, I will start with the RESTful web service. So RESTful web service is collection of open protocol and standard used for the exchanging data between applications. So here we can see the web service is a collection of, so I am going to show that web service and RESTful is a different part. But when we add some RESTful web service, it is not a protocol and a standard. It is just a what we call it is just a it is not a sorry it is just a set of architectural view, and it is not a protocol and standards. So software application in various program language running over the various platform can be web service to exchange the data over computer network. So it is like transferring of the data, transferring the data from the this state to next state. Although it is a like REST is a full form is like representational or representation state transfer. So we are just transferring data from the programming through which web service to another client to like server side. So I will go to next is RESTful architecture. So as I told you earlier, it is a representation state transfer. RESTful web standard architecture used HTTP protocol. It revolves around a resource where every component is a resource, and a resource accessed by the common interface using HTTP standard method. So here it is state transferring from the using HTTP protocol. So I will show in the my explain program demonstration. I will show each and everything what is going, how the transfer, where it will show the information from the running program to the server side. So REST architecture. REST server simply provide access resource. Clients access and modifies the resource. Here each resource identifies a URL global IDs. REST uses various representation to represent a resource like JSON and XML. So as I said, I will show my information on JSON, XML, or HTML type. So here is the environment setup. As I have done my project program on STS, Spring's tool, but I also set up Eclipse, install Eclipse ID, set up Jersey framework libraries, which I will show on my whatever libraries I used. Download latest version Jersey framework binaries, set up Apache Tomcat. It is web server. So after that, into that RESTful, I come to Spring part. So as early I said, Spring was not introduced. So in Spring was introduced to enhance the features of the web applications. So it is much easier as compared to as Java servlet. So it also provide embedded Tomcat. So as I written here, Spring is open source lightweight framework that allow Java developer to build simple, reliable, scalable enterprise application. Framework mainly focus on providing various ways to help to manage your business object. The same as said that it is simple and reliable, scalable enterprise applications. It enhance the web applications features. It made development of web application much easier compared to classic Java web framework application programming, as the API can run also such as Java JDBC and Java server page, also Java servlet. So as the features, so as per the feature of Spring Boot, it standalone Spring application and embedded Tomcat, as I earlier said, provided optimizer starter dependency. This also have lots of dependency which is used to like connection between your webs your servers So automatic configuration, it's also provide lots of libraries, provide production ready features, which is can't be in Java servlet also. Absolutely no code generation requirement on XML. So in this part, we are not going to show the we are not going to show on the on HTML. We are going to show the information on JSON. So for JSON, we will have the Postman, which is standalone that exercises web API by HTTP. I will show in my demonstration of program. In this presentation, I will show my RESTful web service using Spring Boot and how it will show on the Postman. This is the reference where I take all this information. And thank you. And I will show my demonstration. So before starting this demonstration, as early as I will go, let's start with that part. So this is Spring initializer.
Sorry to interrupt, Gaurav. Your presentation is like visible. Your Eclipse ID or whatever is not visible.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I can only see your presentation.
So now is visible, sir?
No, I can only see the thank you, sir.
Sir, my is visible. This.
Yeah, now it is visible.
Okay, sir. So this is my programming part. So before going to demonstrate this, I will start from the Spring initializer. So Spring initializer. So this is my Spring initializer. Here I will just download one folder that is having Spring application related things like SRS folder and MVM, whatever we will just have put as a name of that folder and that what folder contain. It is already I downloaded. So here I will show the what dependency we are going to use. Like first wave. So wait for that to connect with web server side, web server. So from here, I will also add one more dependency as MySQL, but I don't need this because actually it is not needed. So just for the I have download this. Then after I just generated one folder that's already will download here, but I will not run this. I will whatever I have currently in my downloaded is that I will show is a demo. So demo is from I have downloaded from the Spring Initializer is my folder. In folder, I created two things like controller and the exam, and the second part is a demo application, which is already will built with when I will download this folder and will run. So and the main part is of this program is actually I'm not getting sorry for the this. The main heart of this one. So I skip that one. So, okay, no. So here is my Spring application, which I have to run. I will run this program. Actually, I already run. I will just stop this one and I will run it again. So what basically is going here that
Gaurav, are you sharing the IDE screen? Because I can see spring.io.
spring.io.
Yeah, start.spring.io screen. Please share the Eclipse.
Okay, okay, sir. I haven't shared that.
Yeah.
So now visible my programming, sir.
No, I can still see the spring.io. You can share the entire screen for the better visibility.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. And
Yeah, it is
sir,
visible.
is my this application?
Yes, it is visible.
Sorry, sir, for net connection issue, sir. Sorry. Sir. Hello.
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes, sorry, sir, for sir. This is internet connection issue, sir. Uh, so this is my program. I will already I run this program as you can get the LOL this kind of I just this. So this means that it is showing me that yes, my Spring application is running, and I will show this to I will just show also this to my like local server in the this one. It will show. So you will get the you will get the output like this. Name Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Peppa Pig, whatever it is like already uh, already it is in my controller. You can see the name. So it is showing my that it is running. And the main part is that controller is collecting all this information, which is connecting with both my application, which Spring application and web server and website server program. So I showed that my program is running on that local host, and here I will show my also that on Postman it is running. So here we are getting like on JSON. Also, we can check that how it looks like in HTML. So it is similar. So in HTML format, and that my local host, which is running on this web application, so similar as I can share. So here you can see that JSON on it is running local person. So what actually created here in my program is that 3-person name Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Pekka Pig, and here is a lots of imported file which is I am imported file like Spring. First of all, which is a package of Java, which is Spring application running, and then I imported the Java arrays and which is already it is like step by step which is stored there in the form of the list, and the Spring framework all related that annotations are I imported, and then I request for controller and request mapping. So I write a gate mapping. Instead of if I run the gate, okay, it is giving me the answer like this. If I run this post? Will I get? No, it is showing the 405 error. So here I will just instead of get map. So after this, I will wait a minute. I just stop this one and run this one again. So I will run it. So again, it will showing me that my program is running, and I will go to my local host. So now it is showing, before it is showing me like currently this error, but just I write a request mapping. So sorry, post I will now. So it will give me that, yeah. So here it is, my programming is running. So what is basically is going that I am using 4 methods: request, post, and put, patch. All these are going running because of the request mapping. So it is collecting all the source. Even I will try to like put also, it will give me put up. So the all I got, all I said, all I want to show that my programming, my request, all these are accepted by the JSON JSON. All are showing by JSON, and it is local host is running also. So that's all from my side. Any question from your side, you can ask. Thank you.
Are you done with your presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you done? Okay. See, I would say you have improved from last time. Okay, but work on your presentation skills. Okay. See, when you are explaining something that is on the slide, you explain it really well. But the moment you explain something or start, explaining something on your own, you go down a gear. So you are, suppose you are in third gear, you go down to first or second gear. Okay. Work on your expression skill. That is simply because you are sometimes nervous. Okay, nervousness is a thing. Because when you don't have experience for a lot of presentation, you get nervous. That is completely fine. But after see, look at your first presentation and look at this presentation, you will see that you have improved a lot. So only thing I can tell you is that practice more. Okay, the more you practice, the better you will become, and the improvements are in front of you. You can see you have improved a lot from last time. Okay, last time you forgot what you were saying and you completely blanked out. Okay, but this time you finished your presentation. Okay, so I would say you have improved a lot. Work on your presentation skills, and as for the demonstration skills, you can follow the same thing that I have told the guy before you. Try to create diagrams and flowchart to explain the complex architectures. Okay, don't when you have a lot of files, you can create diagrams to show the relationship between the between the files, and then show it in the IDE, so that it is more easier for you to explain and for us to understand. Okay, so work on your demonstration skills. Other than that, try to pick a story and go with that flow. Okay, then it will be much easier for you to remember what you are trying to say. When you remember it like an answer, it becomes really hard. Okay, but when you remember it like a story, it becomes really easy to remember. Okay, so create a story and then go with that flow.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So we'll move on to next person, that is Nikita Waghmare.
Sir, is my screen visible?
What is the topic then? S3.
Get started with AWS S3.
Just wait a minute, let me cross check.
S3.
Because I can see you are you have for RDS. Okay, you are scheduled for S3. You can start.
Yes, sir. Good evening, all. My name is Nikita Waghmare. I am from Cloud Computing Group, and today's my presentation title is Get Started with AWS S3. Let us see what is Amazon S3. It is stands for Simple Storage Service. It is launched as a first AWS service in 2006. It is generally focused on object storage on the cloud. It stores big files, small files, source code, media content, spreadsheets, and many more. It is highly scalable, available, durable, and it supports integration with AWS. Let us see the core concept. First, we have to create bucket. In that bucket, we have to create the object. The object should be audio, video, image, zip file, HTML file, and we can store up to 5 terabyte size of the object. Let us see how to create S3 bucket. First, we have to create a bucket. The name of the bucket should be unique and there should be no two buckets should have the same name. Then we have to add the object in that bucket. You can add the folder or also you can add the image, audio, video. After you have add the object, see that it is opening or not. If it is not opening, then enable the public access. Then open the IAM policy. In that you can select any role which you want, copy the ARN of that IAM policy. Then you have to open the AWS policy generate. In that you have to select the S3 bucket policy. In that in the space of principal you have to paste the ARN, and in the bracket of Amazon resource name you have to give the name of your bucket which you have created. Then click on add statement and generate policy. It will show the code. You have to copy that code and paste into the bucket policy. After that, if you want to delete the bucket, first you have to delete the object inside the bucket, and after that, for deleting the bucket, you have to type the name of the bucket, then you can delete it. Let us see why we have to use S3. It is used as a most used storage. It is highly available and durable. It is one of the most cost effective. It have unlimited storage capacity. It is highly scalable. You can store 0 bytes small size data. You can store smaller file size of 0 byte or larger up to 5 terabyte. So it is a highly scalable. This is the implementation I have created. I have created a bucket. In that I have added the image. Then I have created a bucket policy. And this is the life cycle rule which I have created. And this is the static website hosted on S3. This is bonus task which I have created. Thank you. Hello, sir.
Yeah, just wait a second. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, see, your S3 presentation was good. I would say you explained the core concept, but it can be much better. Okay, see, for now it is good. For this presentation, I would say it is good. Whatever was there, but in your next presentation, what you are giving, see, the way you give your AWS presentation. See, don't just give me simple definitions on S3 and simple like steps on S3 that you have. I can go to AWS documentation or AWS lab. I can get same to same points that you have in your presentation. Okay, don't give me that. Simple thing is, see how you need to do is how you need to do AWS presentation is how we are supposed to do the something like we have I have a project. Okay, how I will implement the same project without S3. Okay, suppose I want to upload some document or something. So how I will do that thing without S3? Can you tell me? I will unmute you.
Yes, sir.
Suppose I have a document or something that I would like to upload, but I don't want to upload on S3. So what are the other methods that I can use?
You can use Google Drive.
Then why should I use S3? I need to pay on S3, but Google Drive is
The cost of the S3 is less. That's why we are using S3. It is highly
Google Drive is
scalable.
free. Google
Sir.
Drive is free. It is free Google Drive.
After some time, the capacity of the Google Drive is full. Then we have to pay 130 rupees for 100 GB. Like that in S3, we have to pay whatever we are using, like that.
Okay. And what else? Suppose I am hosting a project or something.
What, sir? I have not.
Suppose I want to host something else, say a project file or something. That I can't host on Google Drive, right? So
Then
what
we
are the
have
other methods?
Adobe.
Adobe. Okay.
But I have not used that, sir. I have no idea about it.
See, the simple thing is why do I need to use S3? Can you convince me to use S3 for my project?
Sir, because it is highly scalable.
But I
That's
have
why we are.
Azure. I have Azure, I have Google Cloud.
The cost of S3 is less as compared to the other services, I think.
No, that is not the case. Have you compared the cost?
The security is providing S3 is more as compared to the other services.
See,
Maybe.
recently 1 trillion gigabytes of attack was done on the GitHub. Okay. And Microsoft was able to, he was able to fight against that. The GitHub, after facing 1 trillion gigabytes of attack, GitHub was only down for 10 minutes. Only and only 10 minutes. Okay. So how can you say company like Microsoft GitHub are like less secure than AWS? AWS give you 99.99% guarantee of uptime. Okay. And Azure also says that it is 99.99%. Okay. Then why should I use S3?
Because it is giving us high security.
I just said that the Azure is also giving the high security.
Sir, I have no idea about Azure.
See, this is the thing. When you are giving a presentation on S3, you need to focus, go in 5 steps. First is whatever projects, give an example of project. Tell me how the project can be done or locally. Okay. And why, suppose it can be done locally. A project is there, but it cannot be done locally. Or even if it can be done. So tell me how that can be done. And then tell me how AWS can make my life easier with that, with respect to that. Okay. And then tell me how I can do the same thing that I have done on local system on AWS. Okay. What are the features of AWS that make it better? Okay, and then do a small comparison with respect to other services that are there. Okay, you need to give your AWS presentation like this so that it is much clear. We can get a clear idea of why S3 or like why AWS products. Okay, because I can just say that, okay, I don't want to use S3, I will use something else. Okay, so you need to tell me why it is more important. You need to do much more deeper research on the topic so that you can touch on more core concepts. Okay, your expression was good, whatever it was there. The main expression that you gave, that how AWS S3 works, there is bucket, there are objects. Okay, but there was not enough content, I would say. You can use S3 for much more things. Okay, do more research on that. You will know why S3 is unique than other things. See, every time something is there, whatever thing is there on the internet, there is a reason why it is there. There is a reason why it was innovated. Okay, so find that unique thing and put it in your presentation so that it is more exciting and it is much more worthwhile for me to watch the presentation. Okay, but this is for your next presentation. For this presentation,
Yes,
it was good. Whatever was there, it was good. The content was good. But next time, I want more improved content. Okay.
yes, sir.
So keep that in mind and include the reference and Q&A slide and conclusion slide. Okay. Next time.
Okay, sir.
Your conclusion was not proper. Work on that part. Other than that, this presentation was good.
Yes, sir. Next time I will focus on that.
Yeah. So we'll move on to next question. That is Vinay B A. Yeah. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Very good evening. You can start.
Good evening, sir. My name is Vinay B A. I am from Python Developer Group. My task name is creating a test plan document. So that's why I use the document.
Sorry, Vinay, you are not sharing the screen.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Just start.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Now it's visible, sir.
Yeah, it is.
So, good evening, sir. My name is Vinay B A. I am from Python Developer Group. My task name is creating a test plan document. So that's why I use that document. So basically, what is test plan is a test plan is a detailed document that is a catalog of the test strategies and objectives and resources of the what are the software we could use to develop the application. So that's called a test plan document. So introduction part, the purpose of the document is to outline of the test plan for exam automation system. I will create the one project like exam automation system. For exam automation system, the test plan is intended to ensure that the application functions as per of the requirement specification. What are the requirements? So what are the requirement of the client side? I will prepare the exam automation system for the requirement specification, and all the features of the system are tested rigorously. This document is prepared for the project team and developer and QA, means quality assurance team members who are responsible to testing the application. So this project is all project are prepared by project team and developer and quality assurance. All of the teams are prepared the exam automation system project. So test plan identifier means this is an identifier of the project. This project is developed in 2023. The test plan project is developed in 2023, EIS 2023. Then references, the following of the document is used to reference of the test plan is required for the specification of the document, and decide the specification of the document. What are the requirements for the client side? The document should be specified, and design for the based on the client requirement, design should also specify. Test item. The test item for the projects are functional requirement of the exam automation system application and non-functional requirement of the exam automation system application. Then future to be tested. The following of the features of the application are tested is there are the three models are will created in the exam automation system. First one is student model, admin model, and the faculty module. There. See, this is the student model. This is the student admin model. Then this is the faculty model. This is the student model. There are three models I will prepare. Then the dashboard of the functionality and exam scheduling and timetable tracking and student and faculty identification and student display and admin panel functionality and reporting functionality. These are the features I will create. I have already created in the project. So this is the admin. By admin is using the admin ID and password. By using the ID and password, go to the Admin. This admin is the power is used to exam allocation and exam seat view and supervision allocation and supervision view and timetable entry and timetable view. Then is the faculty. Faculty is also then based on the used of the faculty ID. Then log into the website. Then this the just I will create just one view. Then is the student ID. Student ID means login of the student ID. What are the timetable? What are the schedule? Then issue student can easily see the information. Then all of the data will be uploaded in backend by using XAMPP. These are the all of the backend. This is the exam automation system. This is the faculty. The faculty table is fetch the all the faculties information, and this is the student login. All the student information are included in the backend. So future not to be tested, because the following of the future is not to be tested outside of the scope of the project. The in future we will create the mobile this project will create the mobile application and integration with the system. Approaches. The following of the approaches will be followed by the testing. Block box testing. The block box testing can be specified the function for the future of the software under the testing is checking the for example is checking the login ID by using the correct username and password. If there is wrong password, login credential will happen. So functional testing, functional testing is also one of the software testing. Each of the application future work as per of the software requirement. Now it's called, that's why it's called the functional testing. Then user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing, also called the end user testing, is the phase is also one phase of the software testing in which the software testing is the real world entity. So the acceptance testing is also called the end user testing. Then regression testing. The software testing is a process, is one of the type of the testing is called the regression testing. When you have to verify the any changes in the code, it will be easily, it will code based. It will not happen in the existing of the system. Item pass and fail criteria. The following of the pass and fail criteria will be followed by the pass means if all the test cases are passed. So that's if all the test cases are passed, then test case will pass. Then fail if any one or more test cases failed at the test at the stage of testing. Then again will be checked. Then will be tester will test the project. Then suspension criteria and resumption requirement. Testing will be suspended in the following of the cases when the application is in the production. So when the application is in the production stage, the following of the stages, it will be test the software, and when the creating the bug, when the in the stage of testing, it creates a lot of bug. So tester will send the developer will recheck the application, then we'll send the tester. Then when a critical bug is found on the maximum case of testing only. Then when any issue is identified that require a modification to system design or specification, then testing will be resumed after the following of the requirements that meet. The critical bugs is fixed. What are the maximum critical bugs is fixed for the tester phase. The modification to the test system design and specification is made by the testing. And test deliverables. The following of the test deliverables will be provided by the test plan document, test case document, and test summary report. Testing task. These are the testing tasks are performed. Review of requirement and design specification, preparation of the test cases and execution of the test cases, and reporting the test results. Next, bug reporting and tracking and user acceptance testing. Then environmental needs. The environmental needs are the environmental testing environmental is similar to the production. After the testing, the project will be testing in the real time environment. So based on the client requirement, the tester will test the application. And data sets for testing, each of the every data set will be tested on the environment side. Then responsibility. The following of the responsibility of the team members are: project manager, overall responsibility of the project will be do on the project manager, and QA, quality assurance manager, is responsible for testing application. Okay? Then QA team members means responsibility for preparing the test cases. Oh, each test cases will be passed in at a time, and executing the test cases and reporting the test result, and also reporting the bugs of the developer. And developer is responsibility for fixing the bugs and reporting the quality assurance team. Then staff and training needs. What are the staff and training needs? This quality assurance team members should have the experience in testing of the web application. So quality assurance team should have the maximum experience in to test the web application, and developer should have the experience in fixing the bugs in web application. Then schedule, the following of the schedule will be followed by the testing. There is first one is first week. First week is plan the preparation. What are the test plan preparation? First week will goes on test plan preparation. Then second week will follow the test cases preparation. Then fourth week is follow the up to fourth week is follow the test execution, and bug reporting and tracking is second week. After the fourth week, second week is the take bug portion, and user acceptance testing is only in 1 week only. Then risk and contingencies. The following of the risk and contingencies and identified in the delay in delivery of the test environment of data sets, and unclear and incomplete requirement of the specification. So when the developer is unclear and incomplete the requirement for the customer, so that in the case this will happen. And high priority bug is identified during the testing. During the testing is major priority of the bugs will identified, so that time also this will happen. And approval will be required for the test plan is project manager and quality manager and development manager. These are the three managers will approve the test plan. So these are the approval. These are the test plan documents. Hello, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say it was a good presentation. Okay, but even if you have presentation like this, I know it is really hard to create a presentation out of it. But still try to create a presentation. Okay, whatever was there, it was good. The point, it was very well made. The point was okay, but it can be, I believe, it can be made in a presentation. Okay. But it is fine even if you have given in a Word document, we will approve it for now. Okay, but next time when you have something like this, try to create a presentation. Only show a Word or PDF document when you really have to show it. Okay, but it is good you included all the important thing, like you defining your project purpose, describing what you are building, detail of your requirement, and the proposal and everything was clear. But I believe the conclusion can be much more properly made. Okay, work on the conclusion part. Other than that, it was good. Everything was cleared. Everything was well explained. Okay, it was point one. Explanation was good. Okay. Just work on the conclusion part. Other than that, it was good.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So we'll move on to next one quickly because it is already 8:30 now. So Sahil Sinha.
Good evening.
Yeah, very good. What is the name of your presentation?
Database and API design.
Yeah, you are scheduled. Let's start.
It was scheduled on 5th of April.
Yeah, it is in the list. You can start.
So is my screen visible?
Yes.
So RESTful API with Node.js and Express.js. So an API is the application programming interface. It is a way for two or more computer programs to communicate with each other. So it basically acts as a bridge between the programmer and application. It takes specific HTTP request predefined when created and verifies the request and then process the data based on the router given to it. Now, REST APIs. REST APIs stand for representational state transfer. It uses HTTP requests such as get, post, put, delete, patch. Now, like get, it will retrieve a resource representation. Head, get only the headers. The body will not be included. Put, to update a resource. Post, to create a new resource and execute the controllers. Delete, request will be used to remove a resource from the database, and patch to partially update a resource. So what is Node.js? Node.js is a cross-platform open source server environment. It is single-threaded, means your code will work only on one task. So there will be no worries for race condition and deadlocks. Deadlock is basically a situation in which a process wait for a longer duration of time when a process is holding one resource and is waiting for another resource so that it can be processed. So it works on an event loop. JavaScript is basically used in this. So why Node.js? As it is non-blocking, it is an open source server environment and is single threaded, and it has a large community. Now Express Framework. Express Framework is basically a framework of Node.js. It is an open source designed for building web application and APIs. It is a backend part of Munch stack together with MongoDB database and AngularJS. It features a router, middleware, template engine, and error handling. We will show you in this in the demonstration. Now, MongoDB, I have used MongoDB for database and data collection. It is basically a database is basically an open source document oriented database. Data is stored in the form of JSON file documents, and it has the capability to store dynamic schemas. So in this mongoose.connect, we usually have SSID from the MongoDB Atlas app application, and then with the help of our name and password, we can easily connect to the database. Now we'll be showing you the demonstration of a basic API. So in this API, we will basically send a request in which we will write the name of the student and its roll number, and we'll try to update it and delete it. Now let's open the terminal. Start it. So it's ready to go and connected to the database. Now we will open the Postman tool to test the API. So in this, we can write any name. Like I'm writing Rohan Singh, and its roll number, let's take 10. Now we will send the post request. So it is sent. Now it will come to our database. Refresh it. So it's there, Rohan Singh. And if we want to update the name, we can easily use this object ID. This object ID we can copy and then use it with the put request. Now if we want to change its name to like Chris, roll number 7, then send the request. So it is changed. Now it is will also be changed in the database too. So it is changed. Now we will try to delete this record from the database. Now for this also we will use delete request and just type its object ID. Now it will be deleted from the data. So now it is empty. It is deleted from the data. It was an introductory task to REST APIs. My next task will be to demonstrate the register and login verification. So that's it.
Okay. Okay, so your explanation was on point. It was good. It was short and simple explanation. Okay, you covered all the important aspects of your project. But I believe from the story wise, it could have been much better. Okay, work on that part, and I believe you forgot to include the reference and conclusion slide. So include that from next time because sir gives separate score for that. Okay, so next
Okay.
time if you don't add it, you will score. So for don't forget to add it. Other than that, it was good. You explained all the things, but try to have more story wise. Okay, more story level things. Okay, because. There is separate score for story and hook and everything. Your hook was good, but from story perspective, it was not there. Okay, work on
Okay,
that
we'll
part.
try to
Other than
improve
that, it was, yeah,
with the next task.
yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
we'll move on to next person. That is Aditya Konnur. Yeah, Aditya Konnur.
Hello there, Yash. Good evening.
Yeah, yeah. Good evening.
Yeah, sir actually called me today afternoon that he said that two presentations were left from me. There were no scores.
Okay,
So can I present two of them?
you have to present it separately.
Yes, sir. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, is the presentation visible?
Yes, it is.
No. So I am Aditya Konnur. My first task was predictive modeling from the past month. Predictive modeling on the students' performance dataset. My objectives in this task were to download the dataset, mention dataset from Kaggle, then analyze the dataset and pre-process it, build an ML model, and then compare the results of those ML model through performance evaluation metrics. These are the references and links that I used for the task. Then there are steps. First, I performed EDA, that is exploratory data analysis on the dataset. And then I divided the dataset into training data and testing data. Then I created models and evaluated their performances. This is a small sample of the dataset. First 5 records. We are actually supposed to predict the score of a student through all these variables. First step was EDA. In EDA, EDA actually includes checking for null values and replacing with mean values, and checking for the target variables and independent variables, and then also remove multicollinearity and outlier factors that are disturbing the dependency and independency of the variables. Then EDA also includes feature scaling and feature selection. That is, we select the most important of the independent variables that we use for the predicting the target variable. EDA actually works like this. We take the raw data, clean the data, Cleaning the data includes clearing the noise and cache, that is removing the null values. And then we try on different models for, after every uh, exploration. Then if the model doesn't fit and we don't receive the perfect accuracy that we need, then we again go to the EDA. The next step is division of data. The division of data is to analyze and to take the analyzed and clean data and divide it into training and testing format. The training data is, as the name suggests, it is used for training the model, from which the model gets the knowledge about the data set and also understand the underlying patterns in the data. Then testing data is something that is used to check the accuracy of the model that we prepared and compare them. Then creation of models. Creation of models includes you must have knowledge about all the machine learning algorithms in order to apply all the algorithms and check which one is the best suited. The algorithms include supervised machine learning algorithms and then unsupervised machine learning algorithms. After the EDA, I knew that only supervised learning algorithms can be used on this dataset. Some supervised learning algorithms include regression algorithms such as linear regression, multivariate regression, K-means algorithm, decision tree, random forest. These are classification algorithms. Then one must have a deep knowledge of all the algorithms inside and out in order to apply them on a dataset. All this process is included in this diagram. First, suppose we take 10,000 records of a data set and we split it into X and Y. That is, Y is the variable that we need to predict and X are the variables that are independent that we need to predict the Y data. Then we divided into split it into training and testing data. It may be 80-20% or 60-40%, etc. according to the needs. Then we train the model with the training data. The model learns the underlying patterns between the data, the dependent and independent data. Then the testing data is used to check whether the model's predictions were right or not. That is, we predict the Y of the testing data and we compare them to the Y that we actually have. And if the accuracy is good, we declare that the model was successful. The implementation is done through Anaconda Jupyter notebook that I will be demonstrating. So this is the student performance prediction task. Here in the first cell, I have taken all the important libraries that are needed for the task. Then in the EDA step, I have actually checked for the null values. So there were no null values found in this. Then I did univariate analysis, that is how one of the variables affect the another variables. And then I checked here how many female students were there and how many male students were there in these records. And which students, how many students took the test preparation course and How many didn't? These show the students, how many students scored, how many in the different types of tests, that is math score, reading score, writing score, etc. These are the comparison between those scores. According to the races and stuff, that is group A, group B, group C, we get different types of scores. We get to watch different types of scores in it. Then I divided the data in training and testing format. Then I considered the following models, that is linear regression, logistic regression, XGBoost regression, and random forest regression. The linear regression gave me an accuracy of 85%, and the mean root mean squared error is 6, and here mean absolute error is 4. In logistic regression, it was 66%. Then root mean squared error is 9, and mean absolute error is 6. In XGBoost, it was 80%, accuracy was 80%, and root mean squared error was 7, and mean absolute error was 5. Random forest random forest regression accuracy was 81%. Root mean squared error was 6, and the mean absolute error was 5. So now we come to performance evaluation. Performance evaluation is a very important step which is used to score a model and evaluate which one is better. There are a lot of metrics included in this performance evaluation, such as if we have used regression models, we use metrics such as R2 score, mean absolute error, etc. While classification metrics include accuracy, confusion metrics, precision, recall, and etc. These are the performance evaluation metrics in regression, and this is a confusion matrix in which true negative is when actual value is 0 and the model also predicts 0, and true positive is when actual value is 1 and model also predicts 1, and false negative and false positive is when the model has predicted wrong. This is the accuracy formula for R2 score in regression. So these were the results after the evaluation. The linear regression was the best model according to my analysis, which gave me 85% accuracy. And then was the random forest regression, which gave me 81% accuracy. These both could be used as the models for this task. Best results were obtained through the algorithms linear regression and random forest. Thank you. You may ask any and all questions regarding the implementation and results.
Is your first presentation done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, the conclusion was there. It was a good presentation. You explained all the important parts. Okay. But try to include the reference next time. Okay. It is also important. You get scores and more. And for the Q&A, can you tell me why linear and the other model is giving better scores than other, like XGBoost?
Actually, those models are the best suited for it because it is a regression kind of problem. In the task question, I was given, I was said to use logistic regression and XGBoost also. That's why I used those two. And the result was, as you see here, linear regression and random forest regression are the best model here because the problem itself is regression kind of problem, where according to different kinds of variables, independent variables, as the independent variables values goes on increasing, the dependent value also irrespective of the independent variable, it goes on increasing. That's it.
Okay. Okay, so with respect to hook and story, like how we break down the score. So with respect to hook and story, it was good. The hook was good. The story was also well suited. It was following the proper step-by-step format. The PPT is well made. The communication is good. The QA slide, although you don't have QA slide, but you are able to convey your question and answer. Add the reference slide, and for the demo, for see in the demo when you have charts and accuracies and everything, uh, do more some like in-depth explanation, because as I said, why linear is giving better. You can touch on those points. Don't no need to go like too in depth, but do some simple explanation on that. So that it is more easier to understand, like more in-depth core concepts are understood. For the camera, microphone, background, and internet are all good. Okay, so you can now move on to the next presentation, I believe, right? You have one more.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So this was my second task for the last month, which is prescriptive analysis in demanding forecasting. Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. Myself, Aditya Konnur. My second task was prescriptive analysis in demand forecasting. The contents of this task presentation are objective, references and links, prescriptive analysis, what prescriptive analysis is exactly, and the advantages and disadvantages of it. Then steps including in this task, then the code itself, then the summary. The objective. Objectives are learn about analytics, learn what is prescriptive analysis, learn how it differs from other analysis, implement it in a demand forecasting dataset analysis. The references and links are as given here. I use these links for studying the theory of the prescriptive analysis. These were for the coding part, and this is the dataset download link. Now we come to what prescriptive analysis is. Prescriptive analytics is actually type of a data analytics which answers the question what we need to achieve some part of the predictive analysis which comes before the prescriptive analysis. Prescriptive analytics specifically factors information about possible situations, scenarios, available resources, past performance, and current performance, and suggests a course of action or strategy. That is basically it advises you according to the predictive analysis. That is what steps you need to take in order to achieve something. Prescriptive analytics works with another type of data analytics, that is predictive analytics, that comes before the prescriptive analytics. It involves the use of statistics and modeling to determine the future predictions and performance based on the collected historical data. Using the predictive analytics, estimation of what is likely to happen, prescriptive analysis recommends what future course you may take in order to achieve it. So here is a diagrammatic representation of the analysis. First comes the descriptive analysis, which tells you what's happening in the given problem. Then the diagnostic analysis, which answers you why it is happening. That is what variables or features are there in the problem which affect the actual target variable. Then prediction of future predictive analysis, which tells you predicts the future cases which may happen. Then prescriptive analysis is something what would be the best course of action. It answers what you should do in order to get the certain result. Then advantages of the prescriptive analysis are it can help prevent fraud, limit risk, increase efficiency, meet all the business goals, and create more loyal customers. When used effectively, it can help organizations make decisions based on highly analyzed facts rather than jumping to conclusions. Uh, Organizations that use it can gain a better understanding of the likelihood of worst case scenarios and plan accordingly. What all these advantages suggest that uh, on the past historical data, we analyze it, and according to that, uh, uh, we we take action according to that. The actions shouldn't be taken according to your instincts, where bigger businesses are involved. Then steps in this task. First one was to download the dataset. Then I did EDA, that is exploratory data analysis. Then there is feature engineering, then predictive modeling. Then there is the last step, that is prescriptive analysis. The dataset is something like this. This is a small sample of the dataset, which includes the product code, which we can use to determine which product it is. Then these are the warehouses from which the product is retrieved in order to sell to the customer. Then these are product category. That is, for example, this 28 is something that is cosmetic. So the products here may be shampoo or soap or etc. Then the date at which it was retrieved and sold. Then the order demand, that is how many of the products were sold on how many whichever date is mentioned here. Then the EDA results that I received were null values were 1% of the data. All null values were in the dates itself. Then products from warehouse J were the most demanded. That is category 19, category 007, category 006, category 005, where the product categories that were the most retrieved and sold ones, which contributed the most in the demand. For example, here date has the most null values here. There are no other null values. Null values meaning there is missing data, that is there is no date mentioned for the products and etc. Here data missing in percentage is 1% of the whole data set. Then here warehouse J was the most retrieved product categories. Others were as follows. Then in warehouse J, category 19, 6, 5, 7 had the most percentage of contribution. That is, they were retrieved the most. Others were as follows. Considered features. Considered features are dates and category name. According to the dates and category name, I have predicted if the products mentioned up here, that is the most demanded ones, are going to be demanded more in the next month or etc. Models used for predictive analysis were XGBoost and ARIMA, that I will demonstrate in a while. The fitted data was as follows. This was the training data, and this was the testing data. That is 2016 to 2017 year. I was able to predict this red line, which was very close to the actual demand from 2012 to 2016 was the training data, and 2016 to 2017 was testing data. After training this whole data, after feeding it to the model, I got the following graph, which was able to predict very close to the actual demand. After 2017, the prediction was actually in this way. So prescriptive analysis. So according to the predicted demand shown above, that is this, the product demand will go down for a month approximately, and the demand will go up again for 5 to 6 months approximately from here, and stay constant for a while. Then it will go down again. The demand will go down again and will rise again. The prescriptive analysis part in this is the stock should be maintained accordingly. That is, if the demand is going down, you need to like empty the stocks sooner. And if the demand is going to go up according to the graph, you can like start stocking up on the products sooner. Then the conclusion in this was the prescriptive analysis was the increase and decrease of the demand is based mostly on the seasonal demanding and occasions. That is, I figured that at the start of the year, the product is demanded the most. Then as the year goes by, it is like less demanded. And as the year is going to end at the November or December, the demand goes up again. So I think the product is based on product is something based which is demanded most at the New Year's or the most of the festivals occurring in these months. So the code, the analysis and prediction is carried out in Anaconda's Jupyter notebook. So yeah, first I imported all the required libraries. This is the data set which contains the product code, warehouse, product category, date, and order demand. Then I have analyzed it for seeing if there are any null values and how the what are the different variables in this data set. The null values are mostly in date. Actually, there are a lot of missing data in the date. So percent of the date of missing data is 1%. So we know that we can remove those records itself, so that we don't have any problem in the prediction. Then check the length of time the data was collected. That is, it was collected from 2011 records to 2017's records. These are to check how the variables affect each other. There was also the demand also had a lot of brackets and stuff that I cleared through this process, as we need numbers itself for the prediction. Then I made a univariate analysis, that is checking each and every variable uniquely. That is in the warehouse records, the warehouse G was the most booming warehouse, if we may say so. Then the product contributions were category 19, category 6, category 5, and category 7. These were the most sold products, if I say so. Then category 19 was contribution was this much, while according to that respectively, category 6, category 5, and category 7 were as follows. So I have arranged this so that I can predict the demand. This is a graph showing 2011 to 27 all records demands. You can see here 2011 to 2012 a lot of data is missing, so it may confuse our model. So we need to remove this data. See here, till 2011 a lot of data is missing. So I have actually removed it from 2011 to 2012. This is the result. These were the demands according to the year. Then I did a multivariate analysis, that is which were the product category retrieved most. Before the graph before was which warehouse was used the most. This is actually which products from the warehouses were used most. So you can see warehouse J is common in both graphs. Then comes the feature engineering, that is to select features according to which we predict the dependent variable. First of all, the data is according to the dates. That is why I have created something. That is why I converted it into a day of the week, then months, years, weeks. According to that, the graphs will show the months itself rather than dates. The graph may be more sophisticated this way. First of all, I used the XGBoost algorithm to like see validate how it predicts. So prediction is not very visible here. So XGBoost wasn't successful. This was a comparative analysis actually. I used the XGBoost to see if it can predict any of the demand. So XGBoost did really bad at capturing the trend and seasonality, that is how the festivals or occasions affect the product demand. Then I used time series analysis. Time series analysis is a specific way of analyzing a sequence of data points. According to the time series analysis, record data points at consistent intervals over a set period of time rather than just recording the data points intermittently or randomly. That is, rather than continuously plotting a graph, we divide the data into a number of intervals where we can see how the occasions or festivals affect the product demand. Then this is a final finished data according to the dates. Sorry, that was weekly order demand. That is, in the following weeks, the demand was so. Then I used the months format. That is, I plotted each point according to the months. So this was the result according to the weeks, months, and days. The ARIMA model was used. The ARIMA model is the most used for the product demand forecasting. So ARIMA model was the most suited. I figured it was the most suited. Then we did the ACF and PACF plots for the interpretation. ACF is auto correction and PACF is partial auto correction correlation. Based on the autocorrelation chart, lag 1 is strong. That is, order of Q is 1. Then splitting the data for training and testing. I split the data from 2012 to 2016 for training and 2016 to 2017 for testing. So this is the summary for whatever I did above. Then at first, at training only once, the ARIMA model prediction was so for the 2016 to 2017 year, which was not a very good fit. So I again used SARIMA model, which is the upgraded version of it, which gave me near about the best fit for this for the data from 2016 to 2017. Then this is the graph which I received. The prediction is very close to actual demand here. So I can say this was the best model. Then I forecast the demand from 2017 to 2018. That is the next year from the data set. So thank you. You may ask any and all questions regarding the implementation and results.
Are you done with it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so this one was better, I would say. You explained all the important points. The outputs were easily explained, the data set was explained, the way you have done it was explained. But I believe you could have given us some exposure on like your models, okay? Because when you are saying that I have used Arima and then I have used Arima, that it will confuse some other people, because we are not from like, data science group, okay? So you need to give some one-liners, like simple exposure, what that model is, what it does, and then you can continue on with that. Okay. Other than that, I would say it was good. I don't have anything to add. And I believe I have already given you breakdown of the scores, how the scores are given. So you will get the scores by tonight, and if you don't get it by tonight, then you will get it by tomorrow morning after 10 a.m. Okay. I will convey to sir that you have given both of your presentation today.
Okay. Actually, I had a lot of work to do because of the passport verification and validation, etc. That I had to travel a lot. Whenever I was available, there was no meeting actually, and
Yeah.
when I wasn't, there
And
was.
there are a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will convey to
So
sir that you will not able to give presentation because of water. You were there, I believe, for first 2 days or 3 days, because there were a lot of people, last month. But you
yeah.
will able to filter out a lot of them this month. Okay.
Last month I had actually 3 tasks. That is credit card fraud detection, and then there is predictive modeling on student performance dataset. Then there is prescriptive modeling. The first one I actually I wasn't able to actually join the meeting. So when there was a date when my presentation was scheduled, that day I actually recorded my presentation and sent it to the uh, what was it, on the hackweather.in website,
Okay.
technical support chat.
But to get the scores, you need to present it in the meeting. Okay. Sir has told me.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
for the record purposes. But to get the score, you need to present it. But in the
Yeah.
list, you are only scheduled for prescriptive and predictive modeling.
Yeah. I think that was done, but sir was saying the whole month's score wasn't listed there, so that's why. Right.
Okay, you have given presentation. We will release this score. I will tell sir, he will give you score by tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so it is already 19. I believe we can stop the meeting for today. Yeah, okay, so Devansh and Aditya, we will take your presentation today. Aditya, Sonkar and Devansh, because we are already up on the time limit. So we'll stop here for the day. You guys can leave now. We'll stop, and thank you for all the presentation that we have. You will get the scores by tomorrow. Yeah, Devansh, you can ask. Sorry, your mic is too low.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I am from Python programming, and I have not received any task from, I think, from 28th March. So I was requesting you to please allot me the tasks.
Did you click on new task?
Sir, I have clicked before date. I have clicked on 8th and 16th, but sorry, not on 8th and 16th, on 10th and 16th, and I didn't get any task. And also I have raised a query regarding regarding some of my tasks, so it has not been solved till now and no answer. No.
Okay. Did you not get any response in technical chat?
No, sir, I didn't get
Have
it.
you tried posting in the common board?
Sir, on the common board Trello, it is posted. I think it was posted on 5th or after 5th March regarding the website data extractor tool. So I didn't get any
no
response.
issue. Do one thing. Tell your email in the chat box and also post your queries again on the Trello. I will tell Devanshu sir to look into it. Okay. He will assign someone from support team to you.
And one more, sir, means I have received, means I have from Python and I am receiving one of the task of that full stack. So I was
You can ignore from other domain tasks. Okay.
okay, sir.
That may be because of some system and maintenance in the background. You can ignore that task.
Mhm.
Wait, I will copy your email. Okay, I have noted down your email. You can post it again. I will tell sir to assign someone from the support team.
Yes, sir. That will be all, sir. And sir, one more doubt. I have attended the software testing course. So, is there any update about it? Because I am not receiving anything irrespective of.
Software testing course, I believe it is already concluded because not many people were joining the last meetings. Okay. So you can get the meeting recording links if you want. That are already completed.
Means no further task and
No,
task allotment and other is not done till now.
If you are from the software testing team, you will get the task regarding that and you will get some references. But if you are not from the software testing team, then that is not. You will not receive anything else.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. That will be all, sir. That will be. I will post it again, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
please
sir.
do it. I will assign someone to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks a lot. Sir. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
Thank you. So we'll conclude the meeting for today. Thank you for